Now welcome to the oscillation lecture series. So today is our sixth lecture. In the last lecture we have seen the expression for the displacement of the particle performing linear SHM, right? So we have the expression for the displacement starting from the mean position, starting from the extreme position. Now today we are going to discuss the expressions for the time period. Now as we have defined the time period for any periodically repeated motion, is the time required to complete the motion once. Here in the case of linear SHM or linear oscillatory motion, the time period is the time required to complete the one oscillation. The time required to complete one oscillation, that is the time period. Now when you say the time required to complete one oscillation means the particle, suppose it starts from mean position, goes to the extreme, come back to the mean, go to negative extreme and come back to the mean. Means in this such a time period the particle come to the original position. Now this concept of the time period, can it be proved mathematically? Can it be proved mathematically? So yes, we can prove it mathematically. So for that we have the expression for the displacement of the particle performing linear SHM. The displacement of the particle performing linear SHM, it is given by x is equal to a sine omega t plus phi. Okay, so in the last period we have discussed what is this omega t, what is this phi. This omega t is the instantaneous phase which has been completed by the particle and phi is the initial phase. Now let us consider the particle which is performing linear SHM. Okay, suppose the particle is moving. Now we want to find the position of the particle after a certain time interval, right? But how much of that interval? So here simultaneously we'll revise the diagram which we have considered in the case of the concept of the phase. तुम्हाला आठवत असेल की फेजचा कन्सेप्ट पाहत असताना आपण एक युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन बघितली होती आणि युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन मध्ये द मोशन ऑफ द पार्टिकल परफॉर्मिंग युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन इट इज नथिंग बट द लिनियर एसएचएम हे आपण त्या डायग्राम मध्ये कन्सेप्च्युअली बघितलं होतं. ठीक आहे, मग त्यामध्ये बघा पार्टिकल ज्यावेळेस इथून निघाला सपोज फॉर एक्झाम्पल, तर याचं जे प्रोजेक्शन आहे ते या ठिकाणी आहे. When the particle, suppose this is the condition where t equal to 0, it is the starting of the particle. So this is again the starting of the projection. So when the particle complete one circle, the projection complete one oscillation like this, from this position to this position to this position, this. ठीक आहे, सो हे आपण लास्ट लेक्चर मध्ये डिस्कस केलं होतं. ठीक आहे, सो नाउ दॅट t इक्वल टू 0 ला जर तो स्टार्ट झाला तर आफ्टर अ सर्टन टाइम इट हॅज कम टू द ओरिजिनल पोझिशन. मग व्हॉट इज दॅट टाइम? तो टाइम किती आहे तो या डायग्राम नुसार आपल्याला पाहता येईल की सपोज द पार्टिकल कंप्लीट वन सर्कल. इन कंप्लीट वन सर्कल द अँग्युलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ द पार्टिकल थीटा इज इक्वल टू 2 पाय. येस, इट इज 360 degree 2 पाय. Now from the concept of the circular motion, theta angular displacement can be written as omega into t, angular velocity into time. So that gives you 2 pi, or the time t is equal to 2 pi by omega. So t 2 pi by omega is that time in which the projection come to original position or the particle complete one circle. मग हाच जो concept आहे हा आपण या ठिकाणी यूज करून पाहू कि suppose the particle is moving, it is performing linear SHM. But let us consider the position of the particle after a time of t equal to 2 pi by omega. So this gives कि after a time 2 pi by omega, after a time 2 pi by omega. So this, if I put this value here, x equal to a sine in bracket omega. After a time means it is omega in bracket t plus 2 pi by omega plus phi, right? So this is the time, t is the initial time after a time of 2 pi by omega. So that gives x equal to a sine omega t plus omega cancel, so that gives 2 pi plus phi. Okay, now by knowing the concept of sine cos function, we know that any angle ki sine of any angle theta is nothing but sine of theta plus 2 pi. Means after the angle of 2 pi, the value of sine repeats, or it is the same as that of this theta. So this can be used here. So omega t plus 2 pi is nothing but omega t. So that gives x equal to a sine omega t plus phi. This is the initial phase which always remain constant with the displacement. So therefore omega t plus phi. So now if you compare this formula x, this is the displacement of the particle, with this. So you can say that after this time 2 pi by omega, the position of the particle, the displacement of the particle is the same as that of the initial. Means we can say that after the time of t equal to 2 pi by omega, the particle come to the original position. The particle come to the original position. So therefore we can say that the time period t, by the definition, the time period t is the time in which the particle perform one oscillation, or it is the time after which the particle come to the original position. So therefore the time period t here can be written as 2 pi by omega. So this is the formula for time period. That also gives the formula omega is equal to 2 pi by t, and these are the same formulas which we use in uniform circular motion. So that means the uniform circular motion and linear SHM are the same thing. जसं मी आधी पण सांगितलं होतं की uniform circular motion is a two-dimensional motion, but the linear SHM is one-dimensional motion. That is the only difference between the uniform circular motion and linear SHM. So here we got the formula for time period t is equal to 2 pi by omega. So that is the first formula we got. See, look at this. Okay friends, so we have now got the formula for the time period of linear SHM. Now let us find the formula for the frequency. As we know, the frequency is nothing but the reciprocal of the time period. Frequency mathematically is the reciprocal of time period, or it is the number of oscillations completed by the particle per second, right? So therefore here, using the formula for the time period, we can have the formula for the frequency. The frequency, either it can be denoted by n or it can be denoted by f. So here we denote it by f or n. We can use any symbol. So here we denote it by n. So frequency n is equal to reciprocal of the time period, or that gives n is equal to 1 upon that reciprocal of the time period. So that can be written as 2 pi by omega, or it can simply written as omega upon twice pi. So that is the formula for the frequency of a particle performing linear SHM. So that n is equal to 2 pi by omega. Now here I have written the important formulas which we got. So here I add another formula. That is the formula for frequency n is equal to omega upon 2 pi. Right? Okay. So this is the formula for the frequency. Now what we will do, we'll have the formulas of the frequency, formulas of the time period using other different parameters. Like in the oscillatory motion, everything like displacement, velocity, acceleration is variable. Right? So displacement of the particle is continuously variable, the velocity of the particle is continuously variable, the acceleration is also variable, and every variation is a periodic variation. So means everything is changing. For example, आपण velocity consider केलं, तर at mean position the velocity is maximum, at extreme it is 0, again at mean it is maximum, and again at extreme it is 0, again at mean it is maximum. So it is periodically repeating. Right? So therefore every variation must have a certain relation with the time period. So let's derive those relations. These relations are very important to solve the objectives, right? Because in the case of the objective exam, we have to solve them in a very short time. So we must know the relations, and we should use the relations in the exam. So let's have the formula for the expression or the relation of the time period in terms of the acceleration first. Okay? So here I write time period t in terms of acceleration. So acceleration symbolically it is a, small a. So don't get confused between the acceleration a and the amplitude a. We'll use the amplitude as capital A and acceleration as small a. Okay. Now we have the formula for the acceleration of a particle is given by a is equal to, the acceleration of a particle is given by a is equal to minus omega square x. So this is the formula for the acceleration of the particle performing linear SHM at a displacement of x from the mean position. So this is the formula we have. Now this negative sign only shows that the acceleration here is a retardation, it is opposite to that of the displacement. So numerically we use only the magnitude of the acceleration. So numerically it has only a is equal to omega square into x, or that implies omega square is equal to a divided by x. Now we know that omega is equal to 2 pi by t. We use that here ki omega, or you can write omega is equal to under root of acceleration upon displacement. हा आपण आधी पण बघितला ज्यावेळेस आपण ओमेगाचा सिग्निफिकन्स पाहिला होता की ओमेगा इज नथिंग बट द acceleration under root of acceleration per unit the displacement. So now omega is 2 pi by t. So that is equal to under root of a by x, or that finally reveal time period t is equal to, so time period t is equal to, it gives, they take the cross multiplication, so t will be equal to 2 pi under root of x upon a. So that is the formula for the time period. Means in any numerical, if the displacement is given, and the corresponding amplitude of that SHM is given, or the maximum displacement from the mean position is given, you can have the time period. So t is equal to 2 pi under root of x upon a. Now you can have the time period in terms of maximum acceleration. In terms of maximum acceleration. Now we know that the acceleration is maximum at the extreme position, right? So acceleration is maximum at x is equal to a. So at the extreme position, at the maximum displacement, the acceleration is also maximum. So you can write the formula also as t is equal to 2 pi under root of x, means it is the amplitude now because x equal to a, divided by a max. So a max indicate the maximum acceleration, right? So time period t can be written as 2 pi under root of a by a max. आणि जर तुम्हाला टाइम पिरियडचा फॉर्म्युला माहित असेल तर यू कॅन हॅव द फॉर्म्युला फॉर द फ्रिक्वेन्सी युजिंग द रिलेशन फ्रिक्वेन्सी n is equal to the reciprocal of the time period. ठीक है? So whenever you have the formula for time period, you can have the formula for the frequency also, right? So this t is equal to 2 pi by a divided by maximum acceleration. Now it is like this. Suppose you have been given a numerical in which the numerical is like this, कि a particle is performing linear SHM of amplitude 10 centimeter. If the maximum acceleration of the particle is 4 centimeter per second square, calculate the time period. Now here amplitude is 10 and the acceleration is 4. So you can put the values, amplitude 10, acceleration 4, and then solve and get the value of the time period. Okay, so this is the time period in terms of the acceleration, in terms of any acceleration at any position, and in terms of the maximum acceleration. Okay, now look at this. Okay friends, so now let's have the formula for the time period in terms of velocity at any position and the maximum velocity. As like we got the formula for time period using the expression of acceleration, so at any position or using the maximum acceleration. So now here let us have the formula for the time period in terms of velocity. हे जे सगळे फॉर्म्युला आहे हे आपल्याला ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह साठी आणि न्यूमेरिकल साठी फार इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. सो लेट्स डिराइव देम. नाउ वी हैव द वेलोसिटी v is equal to omega under root of a square minus x square. This is the velocity at any position. I have neglected the plus and minus sign, that only gives the direction of the particle. If it is going toward the positive extreme, take positive. If it is going toward the negative extreme, take negative. So I have not considered the directions. I just have the magnitude. So v is equal to omega under root of a square minus x square. right? Okay, now again, to get the formula for the time period, let's convert the omega. Now we have V is equal to omega means 2 pi by t under root of a square minus x square. Now that gives time period t is equal to 2 pi by V into under root of a square minus x square. So that is the formula for the time period in terms of the velocity at any position x. At any position x. Now हा सिंपल फॉर्म्युला तयार झाला. काय केलंय मी फक्त रिअरेंजमेंट केली. नाउ टू गेट द फॉर्म्युला फॉर टाइम पिरियड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द मॅक्सिमम व्हेलॉसिटी. इन टर्म्स ऑफ द मॅक्सिमम व्हेलॉसिटी. ठीक आहे. सो नाउ velocity is maximum at mean position, right? हे आपण आधी बघितलंय. So velocity is maximum, so it mean position means at x equal to 0. So when x equal to 0, v is equal to v max. Okay? So what is the value of v max then? Then now we got v max means maximum velocity is equal to again omega under root of a square minus 0, right? So that gives v max is equal to omega a only. V max is equal to omega a. So that is the maximum value of the velocity, right? So this is v max. Now to get the formula of time period in terms of v max, that gives v max is equal to omega again 2 pi by t into a, or time period t is equal to 2 pi a divided by v max, and that is the formula for time period in terms of the maximum velocity. That is the time period in terms of the maximum velocity v max, right? So we got the formula for time period. We have the formula of time period in terms of the acceleration, maximum acceleration, velocity and maximum velocity. Now let us have the formula for the time period in terms of both Vmax and maximum acceleration. Okay? So let's see. So before that, look at this. We'll have that formula by within a short moment. Okay friends, now let's have the formula for time period in terms of the maximum velocity and maximum acceleration. Now what is the maximum velocity? We have Vmax. Vmax is equal to a omega. So just we have seen it. So Vmax, maximum velocity, is a omega, and maximum acceleration a max is equal to omega square into a, right? So because the maximum acceleration is at extreme position, so it is omega square a. Now to get the formula for time period, let us, this is suppose equation number 1, this is equation number 2. So let's divide. So that gives equation 2 divided by equation 1. It implies maximum acceleration divided by Vmax is equal to omega square a divided by a omega. So here a omega get cancelled, so we got maximum acceleration upon maximum velocity is equal to omega. So this is again important formula. In any question, if maximum acceleration is given, maximum velocity is given, and suppose it requires omega, you can just solve maximum acceleration upon maximum velocity, or you can have the time period also. How? So maximum acceleration upon maximum velocity can be written as omega, that is 2 pi by t. So just rearrange the terms, we get time period t is equal to 2 pi into Vmax, means maximum velocity upon maximum acceleration. So this is the formula for the time period in terms of the maximum velocity and maximum acceleration. In some problems, suppose the problem is like this: a particle is performing linear SHM. Now the velocity is maximum, or the maximum velocity of the particle is suppose 4 centimeter per second. Maximum acceleration of the particle is suppose 2 centimeter per second square. Calculate the time period. You can calculate the time period by this formula. So time period t is equal to 2 pi Vmax upon maximum acceleration. So these are the different formulas associated with the time period. You can have the time period in the basic form as time period t is equal to 2 pi by omega. You can have the time period in terms of acceleration, in terms of maximum acceleration, or in terms of velocity or maximum velocity, or both. That is in terms. So here how I solve it? I just have the formula of velocity. Vmax is equal to a omega. Maximum acceleration a max is equal to omega square a. I just divide. After division I get omega. Then omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So therefore 2 pi by t I put up here. Then rearrange the term. I get t is equal to 2 pi Vmax upon a max. So this is the time period. Now we will see what is the formula for the time period of a spring oscillatory system. Okay, let's see first. Okay friends, now consider a spring mass oscillatory system. Okay? So in this case, when I pull this mass downward direction and release, it will perform the linear SHM like this. Okay? So the particle or the mass here is performing the linear SHM under the action of the restoring forces generated by the spring or the elastic property of the spring. So it will perform the oscillation like this. Okay. Now let us find out the formula for the time period. Now with the basic formula for the time period is time period t is equal to 2 pi by omega. That is the formula for the time period. Now what is omega? Now by the concept of the omega, by the significance of the omega, जे आपण सुरुवातीच्या लेक्चर मध्ये बघितलं होतं. कोणी जर आज लेक्चर पाहत असेल तर त्यांनी सुरुवातीचे जे लेक्चर्स आहेत ते लेक्चर्स डिटेल मध्ये पाहायचे, जेणेकरून या प्रत्येक टर्मचं मीनिंग त्यांना माहित होणार. ओके, सो नाउ वी नो दॅट ओमेगा इज इक्वल टू अंडर रूट ऑफ ओमेगा इज नथिंग बट अंडर रूट ऑफ k by m. So that is the omega. Omega is equal to under root of k by m. Right? So we know this formula, that is from that. Now omega is equal to k by m. If I put it here, we got the time period of the spring system. Omega t is equal to 2 pi divided by under root of k by m, or it can be written as time period t is equal to 2 pi under root of m upon k. Right? So this is the formula for the time period of a spring mass system, where m is the mass attached to the spring and k is the force constant, or it is also called as the spring constant. So here k is the force or the restoring force per unit that displacement x, or it is the force constant, or it can be considered to be the spring constant, जे आपण ऑलरेडी आधी बघितलं आहे स्प्रिंग मास ऑसिलेटर. ठीक आहे. सो जे माझं सेकंड लेक्चर होतं त्या सेकंड लेक्चरला बघायचं. सो यू कॅन गेट दिस के. सो दिस के इज इक्वल टू f बाय x. आता हा जो k आहे या k च्या व्हॅल्यूवर डिपेंड करते तुमच्या टाइम पिरियड ऑफ द स्प्रिंग मास ऑसिलेटर. सो दॅट इज इक्वल टू 2 pi under root of m upon k. This is the time period of the spring mass oscillator. Right? So here we have seen the different formulas of the time period. Okay. Now this k for our NEET and JEE or our objective exams, the k, there are different types of arrangement of the spring. Means the springs are connected in series, springs are connected in parallel. Okay. Two springs are connected in series, two springs are connected in parallel. What is the time period or the comparison between the different time period? So that part we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay, thank you very much.